Hello everyone and welcome back to Victoria 3. Glad you still like it, glad you're still with me. Hope you're going to enjoy this episode as well, full of conquest, I hope at least. We are playing still in Iron Man mode enabled, right? So everything I do is permanent, so I need to always consider my steps very carefully, especially when going to war. In that case right now I think we are prepared, though we are also continuing to push our paper mills. Once they are finished, I can revolutionize my administration and we'll get a huge bureaucracy boost out of that. The wine produced in Kentucky has been lauded by sommeliers as outstanding. We do get an exclusive wine bonus of 5% prestige, and I think we're going ahead with this. Also, now it is the time to continue our expansion to the west against Mexico. Mexico has a defensive pact with Guatemala. Doesn't really care for us, really. We are hostile with them, so that's fine too. And let's start conquering the state of Colorado. That would be the next one. However, we're going to add quite a few things to my war goal here. Oh, the gold mines in South Dakota have also been depleted. That is a bit of a penalty there, but not too much. Let's add some war goals. So conquering the state. There is this tiny one here, Oklahoma, right? Where is it? There, Mexican Oklahoma. I would like to add this one. We can also say return the states Nevada to us. Return the state, because we have a claim on that. Return New Mexico to us. Return Utah to us. Return Arizona to us. And now I need to make sure Nevada, Utah. Yep, and then also return California to us, because with that we would have then the western expansion right up to the ocean, right, all the way to the other side. They want to return Texas if they win. Also, they want to liberate the Cherokee. That is a very selfless proclamation there for by Mexico. All right, that's quite a lot. Can we still do something else? We could conquer a bit more. Sinaloa. We could go deep into. As we can see, though, this is all adding a lot of infamy to us. Ooh. This is going to be an expensive war for us, to be honest. We will get a lot of infamy out of this one here. Alright, let's mobilize our generals, though. We are going to mobilize all of them. This is going to cost me 15,000, and it results in 50 battalions mobilization. This action cannot be undone. Let's go ahead and mobilize all of them, and we're going to move them, of course, to my borders. I'm pretty sure, though, that Mexico is going to give up. Robert Lee in Senegal, of course, cannot join us. He's on an expedition right now. That's the 30 here. That's the 13 and the 7. That should be fine. If it's getting closer with the conflict, we could still activate our conscripts. But that is, of course, the most problematic thing that you can do. Because if you do this, you take away a lot of people from their jobs, right? And you lose a lot of productivity in your economy as well. Now, at my ones here. Oh, actually, I've got my strongest general in the smallest one. Let's not do this. Let's have the strongest general in the biggest front, and a medium general here in Oklahoma, because I think there's basically no fighting going to be. The primary fighting will be here. Also, Guatemala begins mobilization. That means Guatemala will join this war. So I think Mexico is determined to at least try fighting us, because their allies are really being called in now as well. Oh no, alright, we have finished the destiny, but Mexico backs down in a diplomatic play, yielding the primary goal. I think we should not mobilize so early on, because they would back down way too quickly, and we don't want that. We want to have some war at least to have all the primary goals achieved here, right? So the primary goal has been achieved. Colorado belongs to us now, and with that the frontier wars has been finished at least. But I could have done this one better. Oklahoma and a lot of other states become Yankee homeland and Dixie homeland. And this will also annex the Indian territory. So this one here will no longer exist now. And it just becomes Oklahoma, right? So no more Indian territory here. Oklahoma is pretty barren. There's no bonus here. Colorado also has negative penalties, actually. But it has gold mines. Lots of them. Let's actually build them. Let's build 5 more gold mines in Colorado. Let's actually build all of them, because this will yield some nice amount of minting to us. But yeah, I think we do need to wait with the mobilization, because it just leads to them backing down, and we don't want that. We don't want to just take one state, right? We want to take all the states at once, and that's what I'm going to try next. It's still a bit unclear to me, but I think we're getting there. Another thing I would like to just try pushing now is the children's right. So right now we still have child labor allowed, right? In this case here gives me quite a bit mortality to all my workforces where child labor is being enacted. And I would like to start restricting child labor. We cannot just go with compulsory primary school right away, but restricting the child labor early on is good. It gives me 15% dependence income. And also one max education institution. Also it reduces the mortality and thus also my population growth. The only ones who oppose this are actually the industrialists, but the trade unions endorse it, and the petite bourgeoisie also endorse it, and we will get the +10 bonus from the petite bourgeoisie once again. So let's start enacting this one now. Going to take a while once again, but it's definitely going to be successful as far as I know. And that bonus from the petite bourgeoisie, do we have that right away? Yes, we do. Loan interest rate, bureaucracy increase, but loan interest rate was the bonus there is actually not that great, giving me a smaller bonus there to my income. Now a lot of paper mills are now being finished, as we can see, so this will now increase my paper supply quite a bit. Now they're all activated. Just quickly check it out for my paper mills. We are still using the paper bleaching here now. Yeah, we will still need more dye. But that's it, I think. We should have now lots of paper on the market. 144. This should still go up. 200. There you go. As the factories are being staffed, right? However, I do need more dye. But I think we're doing this right now. Yes, dye plantations are being finished. That's pretty important. And I think... Can we do this now? $500 paper. It will lead to a high price, but it should actually be fine. 230 paper, we don't have enough yet. And also the steel railway cars for our trains has been unlocked, so I could now enable a new tag for my railway, right? So there we have it, the steel passenger carries. This gives me another transportation boost, but it will cost me a bit more steel. Actually, we could do this, right? It will also add a penalty to state infrastructure 15, which is a bit strange, to be honest. I don't understand this. Why does it add that? Because we're using steel passenger carts. We do have enough steel. Very strange. I don't know why this would add infrastructure penalties. If we enable this one now, do we have a negative infrastructure then again? No, we don't. Alright, so it's... I don't know what it does actually, that it reduces infrastructure penalty, but it should be fine. Oh, we actually can make some profit with railways right now in some states, right? In New York, for example. In Colorado. In Louisiana. Louisiana, we definitely should get one. Let's add a railway to Louisiana, because we have some industry over there. And also, once again, with 20% chance only, restricted child labor was enacted. Very good. And with that, finally, child labor cannot be used anywhere anymore. So no child is permitted on the factory floor. And this reduces mortality of farmers, laborers, and peasants overall. It also gives me another max institution level that we can have with education. There it is. However, we cannot afford it right now. Now, another thing that opens up for us is the coffee plantations, thanks to having now these colonies that are working for us, right? So Guinea, Cameroon, and the Windward Coast. And what we can see is we do actually have some demand for coffee. So that is increasing the price. 250 we would need, 20 per level. So that's really not that much that we produce with that. But we can have 5 in each one of them here, leading to 15. So at least around 300 coffee that will be coming into the market with that. And it's also going to net us a bit of profit there overall. Grain-wise... Grain is still slightly positive, and that's that. By the way, do we have more for my grain farms? Yeah, we have the fertilizers now. This is a big one, right? So I was a bit distracted there. With a bit of using fertilizers, we could drastically boost our grain, for example, by 1,500 across everything. Intensive grazing is also enabled with this, so this will consume a bit more grain, but it will lead to more fabric and more fertilizers overall. So also another very nice one. Let's go with intensive here. for that. The nitroglycerine, there we see the bonus, right? But it adds a lot of mortality to my workforce, but it would yield me a lot more coal if we want to go down this route. Steam donkey needs some engines, and we would need less coal overall, but engines are very expensive, so I'm not doing this at the moment. Harvest tools, this would reduce the laborers that we need for our wheat farms drastically. I think we're going with that. It makes them a bit more expensive though to use, and then I would like to use... Nah, we're going to stay with the normal one for now, I think, right? This actually gives me 3,000 grain in addition for fertilizers. Not the worst things that you can see here. And that is also pretty cool. Condensed engine pump would yield me a bit more gold. Actually, quite a lot more gold. We can do this by pushing our balance by 3,000 more. And for sulfur, I think sulfur is not something we need right now. So these are just some bonuses that we can add thanks to all the research that we are unlocking here. And we could also start producing luxury goods now with the craftsman sewing. But we already lack some clothing, so I might just push a bit more here. Just see New York, add 2 more. You have a pretty sophisticated industry there already. And wasn't that over here that I had some? Did I finish in New Hampshire? Or is there still the construction going on? No, it's not. Build a few more. Alright, a mine in Connecticut has collapsed, trapping miners within the dark shafts below. The scale of the accident has made the tragedy a story across Connecticut and the nation. This is a small price to pay. We would lose... Oh, the industrialists will lose... No, will gain political strength, and we would also boost them a bit. This is outrageous. The trade unions would get the boost, and these mines are a blight. And... Oh, we have finished the Ripper murder, by the way. Let's boost the industrialists. Clapped in iron, the killer known as the New York Ripper, who has long plagued the state of New York, has finally been arrested. And the inspector grips his walking stick fiercely. He hardly smiles. The face of the culprit is dimly lit by the cell light. From this distance, he resembles one of the inspector's childhood friends. He doesn't even lift his head when they serve him some bland porridge. It's over now. And we got the bastard. And we get 10% authority back again. And we have solved the Ripper murderers. And with that also... the radicalization in New York should stop and the penalty should go away, and hopefully my number of radicalized people goes down again. We should probably also do something about my furniture shortage. Coffee we do, fruit we do. Liquor is a bit expensive right now. This of course always leads to radicalization. So let's just check it out where we can produce some liquor there. For my food industry, of course, Kentucky. I wanted to go with that, right? So let's build 2 more food industries in Kentucky with that. And I will also need some sugar there in addition to counter that. There's in Texas. In Louisiana, I have my plantations. And in Alabama, I also have some plantations. So let's go ahead with that. Alright, when reaching one of the enclaves, a letter was waiting for Thomas Jessup, stating that his fiancée back in the United States married another man. That was from the expedition in Utah right now. Let the man mourn. We lose progress, and he'll find another one. Interesting detail there. By the way, the expedition once again is in grave danger, right? Even though we made some progress there, and it's failed once again. It's horrible! The Western expeditions are really hard. Alright, thanks to an increase in my consumption taxes, especially in my income taxes, and also in minting with the gold mines, we're at 66,000 positive supply taxes right now, even though we are only using a low taxation. What I can do with that is, of course, I could now boost my construction industry. It will cost me quite a bit, right? But it will double my construction output. Let's go ahead with this. From 71,000, we are going down to what? Negative 50,000 right now. Ooh, that was really steep. But we have enough gold. So for now, I would like to use this. I would like to use this momentum to really push construction, as we can see. So that is just really nice overall. And with that, we perhaps we can actually get positive on time. Because I will now also dramatically boost all my production that I need. So we do have a lot of iron right now. That means I can boost my steel production more. And we do need that steel. I'm probably pretty positive. Look at that, what steel could do right now to me. Of course we're going with that. Let's build 5 steel works in Michigan. Let's build 1 in Illinois. And let's build 5 in Indiana so that we already have something. This is just crazy. And let's also... Louisiana, that's a bit too far away. Ohio? Ohio would have very good stuff as well. And also lots of infrastructure. Let's build another 5. You know what? Let's make actually 10 of them in Ohio right away. This is going to boost that one here significantly now. We just need to make sure that we do have enough coal and iron. I know we have, right? But coal is something that we probably need to push a bit more. Just a tad. Right here where we have the mountains. West Virginia, 5 more. And Virginia itself also 5 more. We have more infrastructure here because we have built the railway. And Virginia just has this nice coal throughput that I want to use then as well. Holy cow, right? Let's just see how long we can actually keep with that negative balance there. But the construction is just insane right now. And I want to stick with that as long as possible. I mean, we could probably... Yeah, we could actually afford it if I go to medium taxes. Let's just stay with this for now, right? Because I know we can get positive anytime we want. So let's just stick to it. No reason why we should have a lot of gold. Let's try reform the government. Wants to join the Whig party, so the petite bourgeoisie will join. This will give me some 10% more. And it will also make them very loyal towards us. Industrialists is giving me a way too hard penalty. Rural folk, penalty. Armed forces, penalty. Evangelicals, penalty. So let's just go with that. 86% in that. Do we have any new thing? We could go with the child, the social welfare. We could enact this. And do I have anyone actually that would be happy for the laws? Let's just check it out for the next one. Women in workplaces. I don't think that we can see who would endorse this one, right? Private hired women. The trade unions. Petite bourgeoisie, we have them though in our one. But no one of them would support a better law right now. Even though we have them in the party. Really, it's just crazy how fast we finished construction with 260 capacity right now. We actually already saved 20,000 again. So perhaps we can keep this one up for real. That would be insane. Of course, and then all the mines and the steel mills. That's going to be a big economic boost right now. Also, reinforced concrete has been researched. Another 15% construction sector throughput. So once again, another nice boost to that. I think we're ready for electricity, right? I think we are. Dynamite is also something that we need. It also gives me a 25% resource discovery chance. Let's go with this first, because this will lead to more gold mines most likely. And we could also use then dynamite. I think we cannot even produce dynamite yet in our chemical plants. So this is then an option that we also will get. And we need it after all. Alright, it's getting really low here now with my gold reserves as well. So we probably will increase taxation just to slow it down a bit. This will give me 71,000 in addition for my taxation, right? Leading us to 50,000 now only. And we can keep this up a bit longer. I just want to. You also can see a massive growth in our gross domestic product because we finished so many buildings now and create so many jobs across the nation. Lead mines and the glassworks are coming up, then the paper mills, and then we can also revolutionize our bureaucracy. And repeaters, also we get the repeating rifles now, machine guns almost, for the arms industry. I continue with lots of colonization in Africa, so also here we can create new colonies. Right, so we are popping up now in several areas here. Oh, Russia is also playing some game here, and as we can see here, there's 3 colonizations now happening. I think there's lots of forestry area. We got malaria at least. That is not that great. But yeah, also we get, of course, the rainforest bonus in some of these areas. Oh, and so much for plantations. It would help us out a lot. So what we tackle right now is the glassworks and then the steel mills. We can also see here right now, steel is really down, right? And very expensive because of that. The same goes with the glass. So these are primary building resources that we use. And both of them are just really down. And we tackle this one right now with that. So this should drastically go down here the more glassworks and steel mills we finish. And it is already very good. As the expedition advances, the prioritization of tasks increases in importance and Robert Lee keeps track of what every man must do. However, the disobedient explorers have already stated their non-agreement with the decision for hunting. Hunting needs to be prioritized or we find a settlement. Let's hunt. Hunt is safer than finding a settlement. Finding a settlement is just pure luck. while hunting is definitely something because there's always game somewhere. So I'd rather go with that. And in Louisiana, we do get a university for free. The industrialists will profit, of course, a bit, but that is fine. By the way, we probably should push a bit more into industries. Yeah, my income is just crazy right now. It's actually going up right now. We're in the 30s now. And now we're tackling the steel mills then. Let's just hope that we could actually keep this high construction capacity up. How do our cities change with that? So of course Columbus here will grow now in size because we build a lot of steel mills. That is starting now. Also in Detroit, more steel mills are coming up. And in Chicago. As always, Chicago and Indianapolis. Very good. Another very important attack has been passively unlocked, and that is going to change quite a few things. The mutual funds. It's sort of pooled investment funds. The mutual funds help combine the individual wealth of investors into massive pools of money that can flex immense financial strength to acquire securities and other costly financial instruments. It does also give me 10% more minting. It does unlock the publicly traded for all my industry. This basically means that we can make industries public, right? Oh, and trade agreement with Great Britain I'm going to decline. We can change now the function of my industry to publicly traded. This adds capitalists as a new workforce to these employments, right? But what is happening, whenever we now make profit with those industries, for example, the glassworks, we are going to get money, and that is the weekly positive balance, is being put into an investment pool. And the investment pool, we should be able now to see somewhere here. There it is, investment pool transfer. And when money from the treasury is used in the construction of buildings, that may be funded by the investment pool under the country's current economic system law. The treasury is compensated by an equal transfer. So that means whenever we build something, and we're always building something, the money is first getting reduced or used by the investment pool, and then only from my treasury. So we should see a heart going down here, and we're already doing this. Temporary national revenue is increased by 20,000 now from the investment pool whenever we construct something. And this is really cool. So this gives me a nice booster to my income, because now capitalists also pay for our construction, as long as we have profitable industry, that is. So the glassworks we could now do to publicly traded, and we should see then some beautiful increase, and we do, from 20,000 to 24,000 in the investment pool now because of the glassworks, right? Because they're pretty powerful or pretty profitable to us. We could do this with any profitable industry. My textile mills are also profitable, so I could also change them to publicly traded now. Let's also do this. The tooling workshops are usually very profitable, but right now I think we do lack something here. Yes, steel, right? Because steel is very expensive. Tools are not very profitable right now. The steel mills, for sure, they should net a nice profit, and they're doing this. Let's also go ahead and add the publicly traded to the steel mills. And with that, we're getting positive without actually doing anything, because of course also the price of steel is now drastically going down because we're building all those steel mines. That is the primary goal right now, but the primary reason why we're actually getting positive. And with that, yep, we have a pretty huge construction industry now that we can actually afford. Next steel mill has been finished, so Ohio is right now profiting a lot from that with lots and lots of new industry. And with that, we have a level 6 urban center now. And this, of course, also leads them to more consumption. So coal consumption is going up, the glass consumption is going up in the wood construction, but services are being also increased, and we can tax services. Also, we could change it to cover markets now. This would lead to a bit more glass and steel consumption, but it would add more services. So we can then also change, for example, the markets. We can change what kind of lights are being used. Right now we're using the gas lights, right, with coal. And we can also change the public transportation to public trams, which would give me more transportation, but it would also cost me some money and laborers. As a direct result of the new steel mills, Ohio is suffering 31 infrastructure right now. So that means I'm going to build 2 more, or actually 2 railways now. We haven't built one there yet. And I'm probably also going to have one in Michigan and in Illinois as further increasing my rail network. And by the way, we should then also see a connection. For example, here now, Virginia and Ohio both have railways, right? And we can also see that the rail network is now connecting those 2 states as we move over then to the state of West Virginia. So that is also really cool. We are now starting up a nationwide railway system, not only within states anymore, but rather connecting the states with each other, adding another nice bonus then to my transportation levels. And we could also then say, let's make these railways, because they're profitable, we could say, let's make them publicly traded as well to add capitalists to this and increase our investment funds. Probably a good idea then, right? I'm still waiting a bit. Also, one of the African natives are rebelling against us once more. In these 2 states here, right? And I don't have any troops over there yet, so that was rather quick. I think I missed it somehow. This is though in Senegal. Shouldn't we have one here? He's right here. Why is he not joining? He doesn't have any troops. He doesn't have any troops, alright. You can actually, Robert Lee, you can retire. We don't need you anymore. I'm just sending over troops from overseas, right? Which is taking a long time, as we can see. But once here, we should definitely, there it is, be able to... Oh, that's actually quite a lot. Get another one over. They've got a lot of troops this time. Let's rather stay in defensive position for now and wait for my other troops to come in. And at long last, Thomas Jessup dies because of his, I guess, cancer. The wound itself was infested, they say, but I think it was the cancer, of course. And Marcus Sherrod takes over. And once again, the expedition is in grave danger. There wasn't even an event that increased peril. It was just happening like that. And once again, it's failed. Yeah, these expeditions tell you that. Alright, we actually don't have enough buildings anymore in the queue, which is of course amazing. And oh, look at that. Beautiful balance right now. We can construct a few more things. I think once again the tools, yeah, it's still all about tools and coal right now. And then we have the explosives, dynamite. We do want to have that to boost finally our coal and iron output, because we need so much more for all the steel in the world, right? And also problem is definitely now infrastructure. So I will need to start in Iowa with coal mines. I cannot do it anymore in the existing ones because we are totally down on infrastructure. Massachusetts has still 5. Oklahoma, Texas. Oh, Texas has lots of infrastructure. Let's go ahead and build some 10 coal mines in Texas. And iron-wise, we're still fine, but it's also going down. I might just do something there. Montana, Tennessee. Let's go ahead with 3 iron mines in Tennessee. And then my steel production... still negative, so we can still add another steel mill. Where it is probably... Oh, Kansas has 12 infrastructure available. Or we just go with one of the ones that we have. Yeah, Ohio 30. We need to wait there before we are profitable again, right? We need to wait for these railways. So let's start in a new one. Iowa, for example. But Iowa is not that close, right? Oh, it is right next to it. Perfect. 4 more steel mills. I want them. And then we could go for more tool workshops. As we can see by now, profit implications or profit impact is really high for that. And Indiana, once again though, it's all about infrastructure. As this one becomes really problematic for us. Let's build some 3 in Louisiana then as well. And definitely more railways then, right? We are already building those 3 now. And railways are going to be the primary problem then soon. We still have some port as well. Port capacities here in Virginia once more. North Carolina, South Carolina. To just increase infrastructure a bit. But we cannot do this for much longer then. So railways are going to be way more important in the future now. As we progress deeper into industrialization of the states. Stay tuned.